Tonight, from concerns about public safety to Derby season just around the corner, it's a busy time for our city leaders.
And Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg is joining us now here in the studio to talk about a lot of topics, pretty much everything that Louisville's facing right now. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Great to be with you all.
Well, let's get right into it. This morning, you and Chief Humphrey, LMPD's chief, outlined a summer task force to address some problems we've had with some unruly crowds, particularly young people there at the bridges, and a possible minor policy for the bridge. How would all of that work?
Well, the chief and my message to the community is that we are not going to tolerate inappropriate, illegal behavior, whether it's at Waterfront Park, on Bardstown Road, or in any other neighborhood in this community. We're not going to tolerate it this weekend. We're not going to tolerate it over spring break or the summer. We're not going to tolerate it, period. And so the chief has put together a special task force that is designed to address some of the areas where historically we've had some public safety issues so that people can enjoy our parks, they can enjoy our commercial areas, our entertainment districts, and feel safe and be safe also. That was our focus. And we're considering all options. We will continue to make adjustments as necessary to make sure that everyone in Louisville feels safe and is safe.
Mike Moore over in Jeffersonville kind of took a shot at this side of the river. Do you think that was warranted at all?
Mayor Moore has my cell phone number. He never texted or called. So we're going to continue to focus on making sure everyone in Louisville is safe, and I'm going to tune that out.
Okay.
We're just focused on getting results and keeping people safe. And to your question about the parks, you know, if we need to consider doing more, if we need to consider policies where kids and juveniles can't be there after a certain period of time without a guardian, that's something that we will certainly consider.
All right, let's talk about the deadly shooting that happened on Friday. Chief Humphrey addressed that earlier in our newscast. The family of Caitlin Hall said that she was suicidal, but the crisis call diversion program was not enacted. Does that need to be expanded in any way?
So let me, a few things about that, Rick. First, we're going to release, as consistent with the policy I implemented in an effort to be transparent with the public, this Friday, Deputy Chief McKinley is going to release all the body cam shooting footage from that officer-involved shooting and provide more detail about the entirety of the case. I'm proud of our deflection program, which has last year provided over 5,000 calls we were able to take and help people who were having mental health crises. In nearly 1,000 of those situations, a crisis response team responded instead of police. But it's not for every situation it doesn't work. When we think there's risk of violence to others, when that's what the dispatchers assess, then the crisis team is not appropriate. Instead, we have to send LMPD to ensure everybody is safe. Now, one thing we're looking at, as opposed to just having mental health professionals or LMPD respond, is maybe we should have a co-responder model, where in situations like this, if they happen again in the future, both a mental health professional and a police officer would respond. That's something that we're looking at. Other cities have done that, and so we're learning more and are evaluating that as a possibility.
Okay, let's talk about Derby season. I mean, we're like 31 days away from Derby. It's counting down.
Getting very close.
We have a new tool this year, the mobile response team. How will that work? It's an operations center.
Sure. Well, when you're having big crowds get together, whether it's for Thunder over Louisville, for the parade, for Oaks and Derby Day, again, we want to make sure everyone can have the best time of their lives at all the Kentucky Derby Festival events and all the Derby events out at the track. And so having our emergency response operations center and a mobile unit, as you're seeing on the screen right now, allows us to have all of our first responders working together on site. And then with that, they have communications with everyone that's involved. All first responders, police, firefighters, EMS, federal agencies that are involved for large events as well. And this is a great new mobile operations center that we're able to put anywhere across the city.
I know a lot of people are a little concerned about safety right now and going out to big events. What would you say to everybody?
I would say we are very focused on this issue. We are going to have significant police presence to ensure that everyone can have a safe and wonderful Derby season.
Mayor, you came in here with a big smile on your face. Good news from Frankfort today.
I did.
Right?
I think we've got some breaking news. The first to say here that right now the Kentucky General Assembly, they presented their budget today and they're looking to pass that by the end of the day. There's over $200 million of one-time investments in this city. This is another example of a continued significant investment in our city. It'll move Louisville forward. It'll move our state forward. It's going to support social service organizations, build more affordable housing, improve public safety, create jobs in downtown and every corner of the city, bring more nonstop flights to the airport, support the University of Louisville, and support our performing arts organizations. The list goes on and on. But I just want to say very large thanks to the Kentucky General Assembly, to the leadership of the Senate and the House for their continued partnership and their continued investment and faith in our city, knowing that an investment in Louisville is a solid investment in the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky.
All right, great news. You heard it here first on WLKY. More money coming to Louisville. All right,
That's
Mayor.
right.
Thank you so much.
It's our time to shine, right? It's Derby time.
And that we will do.
All right. Thanks,
Mayor.
Mayor.